This week we're going to talk about corn planting in the U.S. and short-term weather trends. We're also going to talk about news of cancellations by China of U.S. corn exports and wrap things up looking at weather trends in Brazil. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved into the last week of April now, and of course that means it's time to plant corn. Let's start out looking at short-term weather forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Starting out here looking at system number 1, taking place here through Thursday of this week. Quite a bit of moisture in the wheat country of Kansas, Oklahoma. Not so much as we move north in the Midwest, however. Now we're moving on to system number 2. This is Thursday through Friday of this week. You can see that system does migrate north and east a bit. Thursday and Friday in that green area is about less than a quarter-inch rain, though. Not much rain. As we move into the weekend, however, it is going to turn wet again. Saturday, Sunday, across that green area, anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. Let's quantify that now over the next 7 days. This slide, courtesy of National Weather Service and T-storm weather, does look at the next 7 days. We're looking at the heaviest amounts, again, more in the wheat country for Kansas, Oklahoma. As we move north across that western belt, more of that 1/4-inch variety, a little heavier rain as we move into the eastern corn belt, maybe a 1/2 inch. So it looks like there is going to be some moisture moving in this week, but for the most part, it looks like the heaviest totals are going to be in the south and west. Let's now quantify corn planting progress across the U.S. Our map, as usual, here is looking at the week-to-week changes as well as comparison to the average. We're looking at a pretty brisk start nationwide here, 14% nationwide. Last year at this time was only 7%. And the 5-year average is at 11%. Let's now look at the last several years of history. We're looking at, again, a quick start here in 2023, not the fastest that we saw back in 2020, but still a good start. And let's quantify the next 2 weeks now. On average, over the next 2 weeks through May 7th, we're looking at nearly 1/3 of the U.S. corn crop is going to be planted. So pending that weather forecast we looked at, we could see a lot of active corn planting the next 2 weeks. Let's shift gears now and look at export trends in the U.S. And what this slide looks at is the outstanding sales of U.S. corn exports. Now they're down 181 million bushels below last year after a somewhat weak total was reported in last week's export sales report. And here's some big news that materialized this week. USDA on Monday reported cancellation of sales to China. So on top of what has been a sluggish export pace, we saw some cancellations. So our bias is the USDA annual forecast could be as much as 100 million bushels too high. Let's now shift our focus to South America, looking specifically at where that corn is produced in Brazil. Looking at 4 key states here, Mato Grosso, Goiás, Paraná, and Mato Grosso do Sul, around 85% of that corn in Brazil. We've highlighted this recently, but we're looking at comparison between 2021, the last major drought in Brazil, and the current year. You can see that we're not looking at anything comparable to that dryness of 2 years ago, despite the fact that we are seeing some dryness materialize over the next couple of weeks. Let's quantify that by now looking at the forecast for the next 2 weeks. Again, we're looking at some dryness developing across the north and as we move further south, but again, it's drying out. We've highlighted this before. This is the season where it's moving into May, where things do dry out in Brazil. But for the moment, it looks like that crop has full potential. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn futures. Now, December corn has been gradually eroding here lately. It's down near $5.45 a bushel as we tape on Tuesday. That's $2 below last year. However, it's still 65 cents above the 5-year average for this time of year. So, as always, we strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to defend your balance sheet. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.